Here's Guy Wehman, Ben Brunson, and Frank Vernuccio inside the news.
Welcome back to our final segment of Inside the News, where we put a bow on the program. Frank Vernuccio top left, Ben Brunson in the middle on the bottom. My name is Guy Wehman. I'm on the top right. Okay, Frank, the true heroes of all of this, and I've termed them that, are the American farmers. They have been working tirelessly throughout all of this 6 months in the first part of the year. Some of them are dealing with floods. Some of their crops have not come in the way they should. Right now, as we are talking on the air, they are trying to bring in their hay from the first half of the season. There's a lot of hard work that they do to produce the beef and the wheat and the breads and all of that we get to enjoy and to sustain the life of the American people, Frank.
If you go back to the founding of our country, Thomas Jefferson always thought of the United States as the greatest agrarian nation in the world, one that would be the breadbasket, not only of itself, but of the rest of the planet. As we move into the 21st century deeper and deeper, the impact of the American farmer, not only in our country, but around the planet, continues to grow. And I think you're going to see that as a major part of the American economy, the one part of the economy that the virus or the bureaucrats cannot and should not ever shut down. We've seen different takes on economy. We saw what happened in Russia when the Soviet government, after the Russian Revolution, attempted to turn farming from individual farmers to a state-run operation. It turned into a disaster. There were famines that killed tens of millions of people. The American farmer is the bedrock of the American economy in so many different ways. That should never change. But as we move closer to a 2020 election dominated by socialism, I fear that that is a danger we're going to be facing, and starvation could be the result.
Wow. And Ben, before we get to the hot button topics, AOC wants to take away all the gas and things like that. They need the gas and that fuel to propel their tractors.
Well, our modern economy runs on energy. Look, I'm all for more efficient and alternative forms of energy if they make economic sense. We've come a long way in solar energy, getting more and more economically viable versus alternative forms of energy. So that's good news. I think that trend's going to continue. But when you artificially impose your version of economics by the government taking action, that is socialism, that's Marxism, and it is a complete and abject failure each and every time that pathway is undertaken.
All right, American farmers, we salute you. Now time for the hot button topics. Frank.
In the popular imagination, America could be conquered by invading forces coming onto our shores, waving their flags and their tanks and their planes. But I think we're seeing a different form of destruction of the United States as a nation. And we're seeing that first wave happen in the city of New York. Mayor de Blasio has recently announced that he is forbidding all popular gatherings, whether they be political or otherwise, except for those of Black Lives Matter. He has not yet been challenged in court. When you simply decide that you're going to eliminate freedom of speech for one group and put another group, a more Marxist, radical group, above all others, that is a form of invasion of our Bill of Rights. That is a form of destruction of our country. Attention must be paid.
Okay, Ben, your hot button topic on this day.
Well, if you're a fan of this show, chances are overwhelming that you're a fan of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. You believe in freedom and personal freedoms as they are embodied in the Bill of Rights. And for that reason, I urge you to buy Goya food products. The CEO of Goya Foods expressed his support for Donald Trump. That should not be controversial, but in today's cancel culture, that has led to a movement to boycott Goya. We need to speak out and do just the opposite. Buy Goya Foods. Two things can happen. You might develop a whole new set of tastes because there's a lot of great Goya food out there. But if it's not your taste, donate that food to local charity to help feed people who are homeless and poor. But buy Goya Foods. It is an expression that we are the silent majority and we can express our will just like the cancel culture can express their will.
All right. We want to thank all of you for watching and for listening to us on Inside the News, the affiliates across the country, and AUN TV, AUN-TV.com. Frank, we had a good show today, good discussion.
Great being with you all. Thanks to our listeners for tuning in.
Ben, thank you as well. And Little House on the Prairie, although I see water in the background, so it's maybe not out in the prairie as much as I thought.
Well, if you see that water move, let me know, because I'll get worried in that case. But yeah, I'm actually out in the mountains and enjoying life right now.
All right. This is Inside the News. Thank you so much for listening and joining us week after week as we start our 6th year of broadcasting on the air. Until next week, when we once go Inside the News, take care and stay safe.
You're listening to Wehman, Brunson, and Vernuccio, Inside the News.